Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new update video with myself, Foorun. Now today we're going to be taking a look at what is coming in the update on the 19th of January 2017. Now I've got a lot of good stuff coming in today's update, and I do apologise that my video is later than usual. Sadly, I couldn't get a hold of anybody to help me make this video, so it is going to be only with myself. So I'm not actually going to be able to show you a couple of things, and I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the damages. I'm only going to be able to talk them through with you. But as you can see here, we do have a brand new weapon. Now this is the Python Revolver. Now this is not going to require any bodies as of yet. Currently, what it costs to craft is 3 pipes, 3 springs, and 10 high quality metal. So now obviously this revolver has 6 shots, and the recoil is pretty high with it. It's not too hard to control, but it is an all-round good gun. Now the sway does go around a little bit, and it can take you off of your target at times. It starts to move quite a bit. So it's something that you want to keep an eye on and just get your arm and get used to using this gun before you start trying to go crazy with shooting it like a P250. So now the damage at this range to these targets will be roughly, in a naked headshot, 90 damage. Against a coffee can helmet will be 59 damage. And against a face mask it will be 45 damage. And against a naked person's body, you'll be looking at approximately 48 damage. And then the next thing I have for you guys is the P250 has been slightly nerfed. So at around about this range, the damage is still the same. But then as you start moving backwards, the damage goes down slightly. So at around about this range, you'll be doing approximately 6 damage less than you would have been. And then when you go to about 3 times this distance, you'll be doing around about 15 damage less than you previously would have. So you're not going to really notice too much more of a difference. It's just going to be maybe 1 extra bullet in most circumstances. Now the next update I have for you guys is plant cloning and another change to how plants grow. So firstly, I'll just explain how plants grow. So previously they would have 3 or 4 stages, and after so long they would just jump straight into the next stage. That isn't how it works anymore. You'll see these plants grow from nothing, and they'll slowly grow until they are fully grown. It won't be progressive jumps, they will just grow from nothing to something. But now each plant now has its own growth scale. It has its own genetic properties. So some plants will grow faster and some plants will grow slower. Obviously, you still have your dependence on whether you have ceiling lights or natural light as to how this affects your plants, but they will naturally now have their own genetic properties which will make them grow faster or slower. Now the way this works and the way you can clone your plants is you can now go up to them when they are fully grown, and you can take a clipping from your plants rather than harvesting it. So if we go over here, I have 2 different types of hemp in here. So if we go for this one and we go for cutting, so we'll see that we have G6699. If we take this one here is G342. So these ones now are completely different. So now these numbers range from 0 to 1000. Now you're going to want to take a look at your plants and work out which ones are growing the fastest, and then you're going to want to clone those ones. And if you get all of those cloned, then you can just keep taking cuttings from them and keep regrowing these so that you get some quicker hemp, some quicker food, whatever you want, you'll be getting it quicker. So now if we just take this, we can literally plant it as we would a seed. Now this does work on corn, and it will also work on pumpkins. So this is going to cause a big change up in the way that we do farming within our own bases. and this is going to help people with producing stuff a lot more. Hopefully this is also going to be able to lay out some more stuff, and maybe they'll be able to change this genetic coding within plants so that some plants give more produce and some give less. So we also today have improved animations. Now you will notice this when you are playing. You will now notice that you can see in which direction someone is looking when they have their gun out. And you will also be able to differentiate when somebody is looking down their sights and when they are not. And then we also have the crossbow being made cheaper. It now costs 100 wood, 50 metal fragments, 1 rope and 1 gear. And I know that everybody is complaining about the gear cost, but this is a step in the right direction. Maybe once the developers realise that still hardly anybody is using a crossbow, they may just flat out remove that gear cost. We'll just have to wait and see. And then resources such as your general resources, rocks and trees, and junk piles will now be doing a radius check when they spawn to make sure that they aren't spawning on top of buildings. Last week we noticed a lot that people's doors were getting blocked off by the new junk piles and all of that stuff. This is now going to be stopping as of this week's update. And then you can also no longer build or place items on top of junk piles. This was being abused a lot last week and there were a lot of videos on this, but that has now been stopped. And then moving away from stuff this coming this week, we have seen something from Gary this week, which was removed old artificial intelligence system, which was something he did over on pre-release. Now I know a lot of people are getting excited about this and everybody's speculating about this. You do need to keep in mind that most of the stuff revolving around the artificial intelligence will be linked in with a Unity update. And that Unity update isn't expected until March. And then there has been further optimizations this week. You should hopefully start to see some more frame rates improvements if you haven't already. And then lastly, we have had another 12 new skins added in. So head on over to the store if you'd like to get your hands on some skins. Just to reiterate what I said last week, the way that the skin prices work now is on the week they come out, they are the cheapest. And then over the coming weeks, they slowly get more expensive until they are removed from the store and you can only purchase them on the community marketplace. So that is everything from me today then, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. And if you would like to see more content, make sure that you are subscribed. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.